Hello and welcome to Dave's Ramblings, where I basically talk your ear off about things I find interesting. Now today I wanted to talk to you about tabletop games. Not anything in particular, but I've been reminiscing about them recently. When I was growing up, I used to have a friend who introduced me to Dungeons and Dragons. His dad would DM for us and we'd pop over after school to play Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, which was the 2nd edition. This opened my eyes to something incredible, a world where I could be anything and I could say anything, absolute freedom. Now I was never able to afford the books, being in school, and also AD&D was ridiculously hard to work out without someone there to guide me anyway. So it was played when we were able to, but we never really managed to get much done. When I reached adulthood, I found a friend who played White Wolf role-playing games, and he introduced me to Orpheus, a role-playing game where effectively you play as people who can become spirits. And he went the whole hog with this game. We had laminated corporate expense cards, one-on-one job interviews for the Orpheus company, and that was the company that hired the spirit people. It was very immersive and I loved it. But after 1 or 2 campaigns, we never got around to continuing, which was a shame. Now, the reason I bring this up is because over the last few years, I've tried playing several different role-playing games with friends. We've tried Pathfinder, we've tried Star Wars, Death Watch, but just found no time where we would be all together. For all of us to play, we'd always be missing people, and you know what? It sucks. It's the worst feeling in the world that we live in a golden age of tabletop gaming and I can't take full advantage of it. But that's the thing, we do live in a golden age of tabletop gaming. There are board game nights being played in pubs across Cardiff. There are stores in Cardiff stocked floor to ceiling with board games, role-playing books, card games and miniatures. Even though it's still classed as a niche hobby, you just have to look at the amount of Kickstarters that get funded and the sheer variety of items that you can buy to know that tabletop gaming is popular, whether that be board game, role-playing game or miniatures game. Compare the amount of funded Kickstarter board games with the amount of Kickstarter video games that just get left by the wayside, and you can see that people would easily back a board game before a video game. Now, one thing that used to put me off was the price. I'd look at a £40 game and I'd think, ooh, that's a bit steep, until I realised that I would have no problem dropping those same 40 clams on a video game that I would play the campaign, say, that's completed, and never go back to. Sometimes my logic is so crap I amaze even myself. The only thing that video games really have over board games is convenience. But I think I'm done with using that as an excuse. If I get time to myself, I finally finished painting my Tau and Dark Eldar models. I may never get time to play with them, but at least if I finally do, I will be ready to go. I might start reading rules of games that I don't get to play often, so when I get time I can teach the wife and kids as we play. I think I'm going to turn over a new leaf and not fall into the seduction of the convenience of video games, but really try to make time to enjoy tabletop games. I might even dust off the old copy of Vampire the Masquerade and start penning some storylines ready. Whoa, I'd be fair, writing this has really stirred something up in me. I never realised how much I miss tabletop games. I play Zombie Dice and Brace for Impact with my daughter, but maybe now's the time to introduce something a bit more challenging. Hopefully this will help kindle the same passion in the next generation and they have their own stories to tell about their characters. Me and my friends still laugh about some of the stupid shit I've done in role-playing games. The tears of frustration on a DM's face as another plot device falls to a lucky 20 roll. Or trying to set somebody's broken arm as a Space Marine only to critical fail and push said arm straight through the person's skull. These are stories that stick with you for years and they're absolutely cherished memories, and I really can't say that you get the same from a video game. I might have a few stories from video games, but they're mostly about the people I play with. But yeah, thanks for listening to me have a midlife crisis. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Please like, share and subscribe, and give me some time-saving tips if you know anything that can make it a lot easier. I mean, I've got a young child and I've got a teenager, and unfortunately I don't have a lot of time to play games all that often. So if you have any like helpful tips or anything like that on time saving things, just let me know in the comments. That would be great. And again, thank you very much for watching. Bye.